But when I called him today and said we were on our way up here, he did appreciate the advance notice. So he says that every time because we'll call him sometimes when we're...
Good morning, everybody. It is a brisk 22 degrees here in northwest Arkansas, but we're going camping today.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode. We had this trip planned for a couple of weeks, and we were off and headed to Robbers Cave, Oklahoma, to spend a couple days over the MLK weekend. I'm joined by Rob and Tom, both from Dallas. Rob's got his JK Rubicon, and Tom has a F-150 Ford that he's done a lot of work to, really nice looking rig. We headed out early. I think I left Bella Vista around 8:30, 9 o'clock. We all hung out and met in Tallahena, Oklahoma, and ate at Pam's Hateful Hussy Diner, and then headed over to Robbers Cave to check in and get our campsite. I had never camped here, and the last time we tried to camp here, the weather forecast turned really bad, and I think it got down to like 12 one night, so we decided to not go. But this time the weather forecast looked good, looked to be in our favor, and we were really excited on spending the weekend in Robbers Cave. We pulled up to the campsites, and right next to the creek, there were 3 beautiful campsites there. Both Rob and Tom and myself all got very, very good sites. I think I happened to get the best site. We were right there, and that's where we decided to have the fire and everything for the rest of the evening. We set up our campsites and just kind of enjoyed each other's company and took our time and sat by a fire. It was a little chilly. The wind was blowing a little bit, so it never was really warm, but not real cold either. Rob made dinner that night. We had salmon with rice and broccoli. Did a great job. But we just kind of hung out, enjoyed the fire. We did have to retire eventually to Tom's tent as it got really cold and windy. But Tom's got this big Kodiak tent, and we could get our chairs in there, and we hung out for the next hour or so just chatting it up and catching up and everything, and it was a great time. We all headed off to our tents around 10 o'clock. Because tomorrow we were going to eat breakfast and then head out and do the goat trail in Oklahoma. I'll put a link down in the description of that trail. So it was a good evening, and we were really looking forward to hitting the trails the next day. Well, we had a good evening. It was a little chilly, but not too bad. Got up and made some breakfast, and then we hit the road. It was about an hour to get to the goat. We had to go up to Salazar, Oklahoma. Once we jumped up there, we got on some dirt roads and things were a lot easier. It was a beautiful morning, fantastic out. Just couldn't ask for a better day. It was just some gravel and dirt roads for most of the morning until we did come up across a little more technical, and I really won't say technical, but it was a little rougher area. It was good because it let Tom see what his little F-150 would do, and it did very well. We were very happy with his rig. When we got to a certain point, we decided we were trying to figure out whether we wanted to go forward because it got pretty narrow. We did go forward, and it got really rough and a little rocky and a little more technical, which was always fun. But unfortunately, Tom got a few pinstripes on his F-150, and I added a few more to my black Gladiator as well. We just enjoyed the morning on the trail and really took our time. We did stop and have lunch on the trail. That was kind of nice. And we just really had a lot of fun hanging out together. We just had lunch, just ate off the side of the road. Nothing beats a nice view and having some lunch. But it's been pretty cool. Nice little route. It's close to home, something different, right? It's not real technical, but it's pretty and everything. It's a beautiful day, 63 degrees, which is very, very nice. It's only supposed to get down to like 55 tonight, which would be really nice. I did a video last week on the Adventure Light build for the Mojave and got a little bit of comments about people complaining that I guess I made it seem like you had to do upgrades to use the Mojave. I don't know if I guess I might have communicated that, but I don't think I did. The biggest thing, folks, is you don't have to do anything to your rig. If you buy a Jeep Gladiator or a Wrangler, I took a stock JK Wrangler on street tires and did Imogene Pass, so they're very capable vehicles. You don't have to have any of these upgrades to go do anything, and I'm sorry if I projected that. That wasn't what I was trying to do. I do the upgrades because there's a couple things that I like to have. A winch. I won't go anywhere without a winch. And I just like the look of the bumper. I like the truck rack. It lets me carry the fuel and everything extra. So, but again, you don't need any of that to go anywhere. And we camped for years without any of that and without. So don't feel like you got to do that. So I apologize if I made people feel like they had to go do upgrades to get out on their Gladiator Mojave. That is not the case. They are very, very capable vehicles. We've had a really big push on YouTube, so I want to thank you guys for that. If you like what you see, if you could ring that bell and do all that notification stuff and give us a thumbs up on YouTube, it makes a huge difference. We're really chasing 1,000, so we're getting close to there. So, you know, really do appreciate that. I was really surprised about all this stuff here in Oklahoma. I hadn't, I mean, I know it's pretty, but well, there's some really cool stuff. I don't know how that's going to look through the tinted windows. These tinted windows on this Gladiator are very tinted, so I don't know how they're gonna come about. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for a little warmer weather. I don't mind camping when it's chilly, but it'd be cool just to have her with me. Jamie doesn't like to camp when it's cold, and I don't blame her. I am gonna have a trip to the Ouachitas in February that I'm planning. I'm gonna limit it to about 6 to 7 rigs. It looks like we've got 5 already, 4 or 5, so see how that goes. Tom's F-150's done great though. No worries whatsoever. He's pinstriped it today, so he wasn't the happiest about that, but if you're gonna do any of this sort of thing, it's gonna happen. I told him at least it's not the Ozarks, where he'd really have it pinstriped if it was the Ozarks. Really enjoying the Gladiator. It's so much more comfortable off-road than that little 2-door JK. You just got bounced around in that 2-door JK, and this thing with the longer wheelbase, and it's just so much. It's like a Cadillac when you're off-roading. So one thing about this time of year is you got plenty of time to kind of plan trips and things that you're going to be doing later in the year. So Jamie and we do know we're going to be in Colorado the end of July. We're going to be doing something in northern New Mexico at the end of June. We're going to be doing some motorcycle stuff in North Carolina and Colorado. So where are you guys going this summer? Got any big plans? Throw it down into the comment section. Tell me where you're going and what you'd like to do. Breaks my heart just seeing people just throwing stuff out though. We saw a washer and dryer, and I don't know why people feel that that's a need to do that. So remember, when you're out like this, folks, if you can, keep the trail better than it was when you drove through it. I'll have to show you Tom's tent. He's got a Kodiak canvas tent. It's massive, kind of tough to put up compared to our T4s. But one of the things I really like about it is, like last night, we could all take our chairs and sit inside, and had a buddy heater inside, and boy, it was comfortable. We really got to enjoy, after we couldn't take it anymore from the fire. We stayed out of the fire till about 9:30, but it got chilly quickly, so we jumped back in the tent and got to just hang out, and that was really nice. I'll put some pictures down below. That Kodiak tent was nice. If I was going to do a lot of winter camping, that might be a way to go, because it really does insulate a little better than the T4 does. Well, we finished up the rest of the day, spent another hour or so out on the trail, and then we decided to head back. It took us about an hour and a half to get back to camp. When we got back to camp, Tom jumped on and made some jambalaya, and man, that stuff was delicious. So thanks, Tom, for that. That was fabulous. Rob and Tom did a great job cooking dinner. I know my breakfast wasn't as good as their dinners, but boy, their dinners are really good. We just hung out for the rest of the evening and just kind of enjoyed the rest of our time there. The weather was beautiful, so we got to sit out most of the evening, and that was about it. Stay tuned, folks. Check out some drone footage, and then you got to stay for the picture gallery at the end. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Take care, and see you next time.
You